Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your main man, Uncle Freeze, number one chief rocket in Knicks universe. What's good? So I am here rocking the spot right before Knicks freestyle, man. Waiting on my man, Sha Gunna. He will be here in a second. We are testing out this space for a new joint. We are testing out a space for a new joint. So we're going to call this just space right here halftime. Basically what it is just a little joint where we are going to answer your questions from the chat. This is our little spot where we're just going to answer your questions from the chat. Right? We see here. I'm just going to check a few things. Mic check, mic check. Don't forget to tune into Knicks Freestyle. Knicks Freestyle will be coming your way in a few moments. I'm going to ask y'all to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Barker says all the New York Knicks. Okay. My man. You.
Salute.
Salute.
It's good, Uncle Freezy.
What was good with you? You ready to answer some questions from the chat?
Oh man, I know they ready. I know they be at me, man. The time to give them hell. I'm ready.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna right now. I'm calling the joint halftime because it's right in between the major joints, right in between the Knicks Morning Drive and the Knicks A Night podcast.
Okay.
So we right now the pilot name is halftime.
Okay.
Let's get it with the questions. Truly Hill Romeo asks, can we not talk about Wiggins to the Knicks ever again?
Agree. Definitely agree.
How do you feel about that? You're not feeling it, huh?
No, I'm not feeling it. Even though Wiggins is not a bad player, he's definitely not a number one. But he's not a bad player. Think about it. Remember when his first year in the league? I mean, he couldn't help that the King wanted to go back home. I mean, he kind of thought he was going to Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was going to Cleveland. LeBron kind of ruined that. He kind of got forced to Minnesota. So, you know what I mean? But he's not a number one. And I definitely, him winning the championship with Golden State, I don't even necessarily know why he would want to even come here. So that's hypothetical. I mean, I ain't disagree with nobody points, but in reality, I don't think he come here at all.
Yeah, I feel you. I got an Anthony Barker asks, are the New York Knicks going to trade for Donovan Mitchell?
Ooh, that's a great question. Oh man. To me, to answer your question, I would say yeah, but it's kind of difficult because I think it's a holdup somewhere. And my true belief of the holdup is basically, obviously they value everybody. I hate when we try to pinpoint one of our young players because, you feel me? Because we turned down multiple deals. We turned down the RJ deal and we turned down quickly Obi and the Grimes deal. So obviously we value all our young players. So my thing is, it comes down to which young player go. And I think the holdup is, do we trade quickly Grimes and Obi because potentially one day we can lose them for nothing? Or do we value RJ and give him the max extension? Or do we trade him? So I think they're stuck in a crossroads of all those scenarios. because it's a holdup somewhere because we have the value to trade for him. That's not the question. But the question is the holdup. It's a holdup somewhere with that, to answer your question. So I think we do trade him. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have Donovan Mitchell trade fatigue.
Yeah.
And it's almost making me lean towards not even going after him, bro. And listen, I want Donovan Mitchell.
Me too.
And I don't mind trading the assets. Okay. Right? Okay. And I know he'll fit. Right?
Right.
But drawing this thing out is giving me trade fatigue.
I mean, I feel you, but why you don't want to necessarily go through with it? Like, just for this, like the simple fact of just them hesitating or like basically taking too long. Like, that's how I feel too, because at the end of the day, people can get creative, and if it's a will, it's a way. So at the end of the day, we can't necessarily hold our picks over leverage over team like, we the Knicks, we got picks and y'all don't, when they just might say, hey, screw this and go with another scenario. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you, but I think we should go all in, because I think the Knicks, man, we need a star. We need a star on this team, man. And right. No matter what nobody say about Spider led his team to the playoffs in the Western Conference Finals, man, since a rookie, man. He beat Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo was kind of in the end, but he still was in his prime. He did that as a rookie, man. You know what I'm saying? The same coach, Golden and Hayward, had Quinn Snyder. He was on the same team. When he became a rookie and when he got his opportunity, he shined, bro. So I don't think we can miss that. And I think that's Boston leverage. And I feel like a lot of people say we have the more leverage, but I think that's a strong leverage for them. Hey, man, we giving you a guy, man, that led this team to the playoffs since he been here as a rookie in the Western Conference Finals, a tough conference, and at the end of a 3-time All-Star. So that's strong leverage, man.
Right. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm saying is I don't begrudge the Utah Jazz. I don't begrudge the New York Knicks.
Right.
I begrudge the process.
I agree. Totally.
That's where my
where you stand at
my, yeah, man. It's something at some point, man. It's like enough is enough, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Either do it or not do it, bro. But don't constantly be like, yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We working on, man. We trying to.
Right.
Man, I don't care nothing about that, bro.
I don't have the patience for it either, bro. Because at the end of the day, like the Eastern Conferences, man, it's getting tough, bro. And instead, if we don't make a move, like at the end of the day, that's the first thing everybody say. Like Brunson can't be the end all be all. He just can't be. Brunson signing this just can't be to say, hey, sign Jalen Brunson and we're here to compete in the East. Did anybody pay attention to these playoffs, man? In the Eastern Conference last year, man?
Right. It was crazy.
One of the best in the years. Even the Atlanta Hawks Miami series was interesting. Right. And that was a 1-8 seed. So a lot of teams, a lot of people were saying that, and Cleveland was 500 and they got beat in the play-in, and it was over 500. And so the play-in made them not even make the team. So we don't have no time to waste at all. We're a big market team. We got the loyalty, we got the fans. So it's time to reward us with our loyalty that we've been to the team.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I get all of that, man. I'm not again, I'm reasonable.
Right.
I'm reasonable, bro. I understand processes take time.
Yes.
This one though didn't just start this summer.
Right.
This is the rumor that has been going on since day one.
Exactly. Since the assistant went to since Johnny Bryant, since he came.
We got Johnny Bryant, so Donovan Mitchell
Yep.
must be coming. Yeah,
Right.
so this is not just
It's way overdue. It's way overdue.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And it gets to a point where, like I say, man, I play devil's advocate a lot, man. Like you have to think in reality as a human. Like if you showing signs, if that's all my points be about. It leads into points like him being in the gym with Quigley, him showing out in New York, him just being in New York presence. Like I don't like do you need him to write it on his forehead? Like I don't really like he's showing the comfortability. Like I want to be here. Like please come get me. Like
right.
And if I'm a human, I'm like, yo, screw this, man. Like if I'm showing this and they're not showing my effort, because it gets to a point where we all human. Now we don't know if Donovan Mitchell want to play with RJ Barrett, but what if he's saying, okay, you guys really value this kid over to not come get Spider, a 3-time All-Star,
right?
Who's shown nothing but leadership. You don't want to get me? All right, bro. I'll go to Brooklyn. Or I'll go, you know what I'm saying? I'll go, and every time I go to Madison Square Garden, I'm doing what I did against RJ. I'm scoring 37. I'm showing out. I'm dunking. I'm showing out. I don't care who got me. I'm showing out.
Right. Hey, listen, man. I understand that Donovan Mitchell is a great player. Right. I understand Donovan Mitchell is a great player. I understand Danny Ainge is a smart executive. Exactly. I understand Leon Rose is looking like he is competent right now.
Fact.
I'm talking about since day one. This is not a 2-month process.
Yeah.
This is not like a 6-month process.
I said they've been planning this for since he got here. Since Leon got here, this has been his plan.
This has been the rumor all along. And see, the thing is, if the Knicks didn't want this to be the rumor or the narrative,
right,
they could have been shot this thing down
by extending RJ.
Yeah, by extending RJ, by going after another player, maybe Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
This has
been. Yeah. And so while I'm really patient as a person, I'm really patient. Right. But this right here is like walking those miles with a rock in your shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the shoes, and I appreciate the fact that I can walk like I want to walk, right?
Comfortability.
But the rock in your shoes is just aggravating.
I don't think they're gonna feel too good walking them out.
Yeah, man.
But I feel you, man. But that's just my whole point about. That's just why I like a lot of people like. Let me just tell everybody, man. Blast man. I don't hate RJ, guys. Okay. I'm just like I say, man. How I deal with a woman I'm dealing with or a woman, and you know how a woman get emotional over things. But I tell them this: is it reality? Because what you feel sometimes ain't real. You know.
Sometimes it's something. Sometimes it's something else disguised as that.
Exactly.
So instead of hiding one thing, knowing it's something else, just say what you mean.
Exactly. That's with the Knicks. That's where I'm at with the Knicks. Like, dog, we gotta move, man. It's all August to be here in less than 2 weeks. Then training camp. Right. Then you know what I'm saying? Then like this, we have to move. Spider is already in New York. You already can make it easier by trading for him. Get the hype out the way. Get us in the training camp. Run the system. Like, it's a lot of stuff into this. So my thing is like, is we gonna shake or we gonna fold? Like, what is we gonna do? Because time waits for no man.
Right.
and we're on time. And Leon Rose is sitting there, and I know he's hesitating. And my personal opinion is I know the biggest hesitation has to be like what you just said. Just tell me what you want to say. Hey, do we sit down with Dolan, sit down with everybody? Do we value RJ Barrett as a max type player? And I think a lot of hands, I think it's a lot, it's some raised hands for yes, and it's some raised hands for no. And that's
Right.
where we at now. That's where we at with it right now.
Right. Right.
Because the deal is there. And it's not like I'm trying to just trade RJ off or just trade him. But unfortunately, his youth, his potential is attractive. And that's just the most attractive piece we have on the Knicks besides the picks. So that's the only reason why he has to be a sacrifice. Now, I don't think they mind Grimes, but they don't just want Grimes. They want Grimes quickly. Oh, and that's what Danny Ainge's throwing the monkey wrench at. He's like, yeah, I'll take Grimes, but like you're not just gonna give me Grimes, and because he's basically saying Grimes is not equivalent yet to what an RJ Barrett is yet. And RJ Barrett, to me, he's an NBA starter, but to me, he's not a superstar.
Yo, Bodega Wi-Fi asks,
Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy.
why does Sha Gunna hate on shit?
Oh my God!
Again.
Bro, David, please, Knicks fans, I'm with y'all, man. Listen. My whole point with how I deal with my women, guys. In reality, my feelings is RJ can one day get potential. One day, RJ Barrett to be a 25 defensive player of the year, top player in the league. That's my feelings. But in reality, for the 3 years leading up to it, it's just been too much inconsistency. And you can't say he didn't have the chance. He had the shot. He started every game. Don't get me wrong with David Fizdale and a couple of different coaches. Yeah, that's understandable. But the bottom line with me that crossed the line with RJ was when poor Derrick Rose had to carry the team in the playoffs, Freezy.
Right.
I mean, we had to rely on Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, Freezy. And we got a young stud, RJ Barrett, out there. It's go time. It's time to go. We the Knicks fans behind you, we spitting on Trae Young. We first time in the playoffs after years, and he folded. He couldn't handle that pressure, man. It was too much, I feel like, for him. And that's what we don't need. We don't need that in Madison Square Garden. That's just it. It's just our market size, the losing, and what we deserve. That's no question with Spider Mitchell. Even if we become a 6 seed this year, that's no question with me. I'm not questioning what he gonna do on that court. And that's why I'm going with the trade. Because of course go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh no, of course we have to build around Spider. Of course, even when we get Spider, that's still not the end all be all of the Knicks. Of course.
Right.
But that's a start, bro. That's jersey sales. That's ticket sales. That's that's TNT games. That's ESPN games. That's what that brings, bro. We're not getting that.
Okay. I have a question.
Okay.
The Knicks had an introductory press conference for Jalen Brunson, and no outside media was allowed to attend and ask questions. Do you believe that's a good move or bad move by the Knicks?
Terribly bad move, because of course we're going to get hit with tampering charges, because that's what they was trying to avoid. That's obvious, because I seen the picture with Tibbs, Leon Rose, and his dad. So that's why I'm kind of upset. I'm over it. Don't get me wrong, Knicks fans. We already went through this. I'm not on it, and y'all helped lighten me up to the Brunson signing. But the reason why I was mad, because of that picture. I felt like it was them four in it the whole time. Nobody else. Not an organization thing. Where the hell is our Dolan at? Like, where's our owner in this? Like, where is he at? Like, somebody find him. Like, what is his input on the signing? Do we care? Like, I'm confused on that part. Like,
Okay.
Did he sign off on it? Like, you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, I think it was a move to be made. When they went to the playoff, when they went to go see him in the playoffs, I mean, like we knew like that's the icing on the cake. I just feel like it's obvious now that we tampered to get him to the Knicks. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not terribly upset that the Knicks didn't allow outside press to ask questions.
I think at the end of the day it avoids drama, but it's not gonna avoid Silva from hitting us with them tampering charges. So like, what's the point? That's my thing. It's just like avoid it, get it over with, accept this tampering charges because that's still coming. So it's like we running from it, and it's coming. It's like that's not like we can't avoid that. We can't avoid the tampering. I don't even think we care at this point, but that's my whole thing. We made it a little too obvious. So
okay.
Yeah, think Freezy. Jalen didn't even take a meeting with the Mavericks. That was terrible on the Knicks. I'm like, bro, if you know you're gonna come here, take a meeting with them, bro. He didn't even want to meet with them.
Okay. All right. So, another question.
Okay.
What happens if the Knicks walk away from the Donovan Mitchell situation? What happens next for the New York Knicks? If the Knicks walk away, if the Knicks say the asking price is too high for Donovan Mitchell and decide to keep the kids, what happens next?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still hard on Leon because I would expect us to extend RJ. But then we still got IQ, still got Obi, still got Cam. So I'm at the end of the day, it's a lot of work that man has to do. So if I that's why I feel like if we walk away from that trade, I just would feel like a level of sense of being stubborn a little bit because people don't look at the leverage that Utah's offering. People keep saying picks. At the end of the day, picks is just a security blanket. It's a good trade, but I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Do you know? I'm like I say, I play devil's advocate a lot, Freezy. So I'm putting myself in Danny Ainge's shoes, putting myself in the owner's perspective. That's prepared to lose ticket sales, to lose jersey sales, to lose money, to lose millions of dollars. Possible people of employment probably gonna lose their job because Spiders, they superstars is leaving. They're going in a full rebuild mode. So that house not gonna be packed no more. Ain't no more playoff games no more in Utah for at least the next 2 to 3 years. So Danny Ainge has to take all that in accountability because once he do the trade, it's a matter of since it's on you now. And they're going to expect Danny Ainge to build a Boston Celtics type team. So that man just can't say, oh, man, I'm just going to help. He's not here to help us, guys. We got to understand that. He's here to rebuild the Utah Jazz. That's it. They don't have nothing to do with the Knicks. That's why I don't understand why people saying, oh, we asking too much. That's his point. His leverage to what he's bringing to the table. Spider, like I said, he's a 3-time All-Star. He led this franchise to the playoffs since he's been here on the Western Conference, and that's his strong leverage. And you can't argue with that. Nobody name a Knicks player right now that led their team to the playoffs.
Are you afraid?
Consecutively.
Let me ask you this. Are you afraid that if the Knicks don't get Donovan Mitchell, the fans will have an unreasonable expectation for the young players that did not get traded in that deal?
Nick, we loyal, man. Like that's why I say that's why I want to please clear up the not hating RJ thing because I think we love our players so much we'll get over it. But when do we say enough is enough? Like all the money you invest into that blue and orange jersey, all the tickets, all the nights you sleep up all night, you tell your kids to be quiet, you trying to watch the game. Like all your effort into the team, you don't deserve a winning team. You don't deserve to watch a winning basketball. I feel like that's deserved from us Knicks fans. We loyal, man. So I think at the end of the day, they wouldn't care, but we should care because Donovan Mitchell is a superstar. And that's what I think.
Okay. All right. Do you see, outside of RJ Barrett, do you see a multiple-time All-Star out of this young core?
Well, that's why it's difficult. The Donovan Mitchell trade is also going to be difficult. Don't get me wrong. I believe IQ has potential
to be a multiple-time All-Star.
I mean, I believe in that kid, man, because at the end of the day, like I say, I'm just judging by potential. And RJ Barrett played with Zion, and I'm not comparing him to Zion, but that was the best player on the team. I just think a player like Tyrese Maxey, a player that he played with, I think that he wants to at least keep up with him, bro. Like, at least, you know what I'm saying? At least that's what he wants. That's why I think he chose to be a point guard, or he wants to be a point guard. Right. We all humans, bro. You get a sense of jealousy, bro. You get if your man's over there doing. Tyrese Maxey was balling last year,
right?
So I think he thinking like, yo, that's me. That I can do that too. I can provide that. You know what I'm saying? He's not him at the same time, but a human thought. That's what I know he was thinking. That's how I would think. If I'm knowing with my mans and I hoop with my mans, and my man's got an opportunity and he's showing up, I'm like, yo, bro, at least give me an opportunity. That's just my thing. Give me an opportunity to show that I can at least show you what I can compete with my peers. So I think IQ. Obi scored 40 points, bro. I don't know. A lot of people could say he's like a younger Mario. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He never been in a limited role, but when he started, he had 40 points. So to me, them players are showing some type of progression. RJ has started all game, bro. And again, I'm not bashing him. It's just a level of inconsistency. He's too inconsistent to me. Okay. And that's why I would trade him. Okay. I'm not just trading RJ for a second round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to think his value is not high or he's whack. I just don't think he is ascending as much as younger players are his age. That's it.
Okay. All right. So if the Knicks don't do the Donovan Mitchell deal, and this is just hypothetical, that's why we have this. That's why we have this spot right here. That's why we have halftime in between the Knicks Morning Drive and the Knicks at Night podcast with y'all guy, the one y'all like. The reason why he got the joint halftime is because y'all like to hear him talk, right? Y'all like to hear Sha Gunna. That's why we do halftime right now. So I'm asking Sha Gunna the questions that y'all been asking me and putting in the comments, right? So Sha, I'm gonna ask: are you confident that this front office, with all those picks, can draft a superstar like a Donovan Mitchell?
To this point, I would have to say no, because we missed too much out on players. Like, that has been players that we could have drafted. Now, Leon Rose haven't been there all the while, but the last few drafts we have been signing solid players, starters in the NBA, players that will start on another team in the NBA. So the last couple of years, I think we have been drafting solid players. But you say superstar like a Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I say no. Like superstar, like a Kevin Durant.
Word. No.
Like a Kyrie
No,
Irving.
I don't think so. And no, Harden. And I don't think so. And it's sad. That's why we have to do the trade. Because no, man. Okay. I mean, like I say, bro, I don't know if the basketball guys, we all know we got robbed with not getting Zion. We all know that was the most robbery of history. Like, we all know we were supposed to get the first pick over the Pelicans that year. So I don't know if it's bad luck, voodoo. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. It's just like, I don't get it.
I think the fix is on.
Yeah, man. And the NBA, you was right about that. When you brought up the bird rights, like I say, man, knowledge is power. I always listen to stuff. Like, it's something about New York. That's why I think Ainge came back with that ridiculous offer. Because he like, okay, I'd like, all right, Knicks, let's just see if Dolan, if they budge for this. Quickly, Obi, 4 picks. Let's hope they do it. Like,
Okay.
I think they think we stupid, man. I don't think they take us serious sometimes. I think they in the go. I think when they see incoming call New York Knicks, I think they start busting out laughing. You know how you laugh? You know how you see a call, you laughing with your homie, like, look at this clown call it. You know what I'm saying? Answer the phone. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hang up, talk about them. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what happened.
Right. Probably. Hey, Bodega Wi-Fi has a question for you. He asked, how many points per game will our new backcourt average?
Ooh, that's tough. So, I mean, just based on right now, what will be Brunson and Fournier?
Assuming that Spider is comes.
Oh, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I trust Tibbs to get them to play in respectable defense, but I don't see them as locked down defenders. But on the offensive wing, I think it worked. But then again, like, it's a contradiction because Brunson said he left Dallas because Luka played too much on ball, right? Donovan Mitchell have the ball in his hand a lot. So my thing is, like, is he okay with this trade? Is he cool with this trade? So I think Brunson averaged about 17, 7 assists. Because I think Mitchell Robinson off lobs alone, he can at least bump his assist numbers up. Spider gonna do Spider. But that's the thing. Is Brunson going to accept? Because Brunson said he came here to be an all-star too. Also, that's also what was reported. So, do Brunson value being number 2? I don't really think so. I think that's why he came to the Knicks. I think he's the best player on his team right now as he speaks. I think Jalen Brunson will say that I'm the best player on this roster right now.
How many points per game, though?
I said 17. Spider do Spider. Spider 20, 25, 26. I think Jalen Brunson can average 17. So
basically your recent averages, nothing more.
Yeah, no, I don't really see, because like I say, Spider is ball dominant. So like he could play catch and shoot, but that's not what you want him to do, and he never been known for that. So if you switch his game, that's not him. So I think Donovan Mitchell will revert to him being, because he the go-to player. So it will revert to him with the ball in his hand more than Brunson. So I think he averaged his same average, but I think Brunson just averaged a couple more points than his average. Definitely his assists go up because his pick and roll with Julius or his pick and roll with Robinson, it worked.
Okay. All right. Do you see, let me take this question down real quick. Yeah. Do you see any of this young core having a breakout season?
Oh yeah.
Or will the new additions, the new star players, suppress the growth of the youth?
See, that's why it's tough, because it's still hard to accept the trade because I don't know who we give up. So do I answer that question from the roster being constructed as it is now, or us just getting Spider and assuming that, okay, let's just say Quickly gone, Grimes gone, and Obi gone? No, I don't see McBride growing. RJ, that's another thing too. Like RJ, I don't feel like he need the ball in his hand, but he playing for a contract year. And Donovan Mitchell kind of screwed that all up because how ball dominant he is. So that's my opinion. I just think it's going to be hard. Like, it's hard to answer that question because I don't know who give up. But if we keep Quickly and Grimes, I definitely see Grimes having a breakout year, being the 3-and-D guy. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see him being the 3-and-D guy. I see the pressure's on with Quickly. Quickly, I think he want to be a Knick, but I think he come to the terms that, hey, man, I have to be a 6-man role. But I think he passed more. I think he comes more a facilitator. Because we're not questioning his offense. But if it's facilitating game, step up, oh, he's a star in the making.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So here's a tough question for you. Here's a
All
tough
right.
question for you, right? How long do you see Tom Thibodeau coaching this Knicks squad?
Whew, whew. That's tough. Yeah, that's a tough question. Ooh, that's tough. That's very tough. If we get Spider, I think this is last year. I think if we not at least a 6 seed, I think this is last year. I think if we make the playoffs, they let him play out his contract. With that assistant coach, Brian, is definitely. Somebody told him in his ear, "Hey man, I think you want to stick around, man.
Right.
I don't think you want to take that Jazz job, man." He
Okay.
probably said, "What you mean? Utah want to give me a contract. Hey, listen to me, man. I think you want to stick around, and it's a reason why I think he didn't take that job. So I think Tibbs has a certain expectation, and I will say a 6 seed. And if he don't make that expectation, if we're a play-in team, I think we cut ties with Tibbs. But if we're a 6 seed, not in the play-in, at least a 6 seed, I think he stays and play out his contract because you can't
Okay.
deny that. You can't deny that. But
So
play-in
so
team,
so wait so okay, so you said a couple things.
yeah,
So if the Knicks are not a 6 seed, if the Knicks are a 7 seed or lower, you believe the Knicks cut ties with Tom
yes,
Thibodeau? And if they do cut ties, what does cut ties mean? Get him out of the organization or just remove him from the head coaching spot and move him into
no,
the front office?
yeah, I think he is a front row. I think they value Tibbs, like because they knew Tibbs. We all knew Tibbs was supposed to get fired last year, but I think the valueness of him, the friendship between him and Leon Rose, they friends. You know what I'm saying? That's obvious. So I just think they come to Tibbs like, yo, Tibbs, man, we just want to run the CAA thing. We respect your defensive mind, but it's not working. Your old school mentality is just not working with these kids. Man, can you take this front office role, man? We don't want you to leave the Knicks. We appreciate the defense and the defensive mentality you bring, but it's just not working. So part
Okay.
ways, that's what I meant too. Yeah, I meant he take a front row job. I don't think they just fire him because I think that was obvious last year. I think he was supposed to get fired last year, though. Like running Burks at point guard, I don't think they was really too highly on that. But he called the show. It was the coaching team. They let him do him. They ain't interrupt him. They ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But also Freezy, like it was a miscommunication because didn't Tibbs say he didn't want Kimber or Cam Reddish? So
Yeah,
that's
that
what I
was
don't
what
understand.
was reported, but we don't know that exactly.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. That's just a rumor, right?
Right, right.
Because they
Okay.
seem like friends. But yeah, that's my whole take on that, though. I think if basically long story short, if we're not a solid 6 seed to where we don't have to play in the play-in, I think his job is safe. But if other 7 seed play in or lower, I think he in some trouble.
Okay. Okay. All right. Chat, y'all got questions? Y'all want to submit for Sha Gunna? Halftime? No, no. Hey, peace to the chat, man. I see all of y'all out there, man. I see all of y'all out there. I'm just going by the format. I see everybody out there. I'm just going by the show format. Basically, what we're doing is directing questions to Sha Gunna because man, his name has been coming up a lot in comments and all that stuff. And so I just asked the brother if he could make himself available to the Lawrence Sears family to answer questions. He man, listen, he humbly accepted the challenge and opportunity at the same time. And
Yeah.
so if you have any questions, direct those to Sha, man, and he'll answer your questions.
And I have to repeat, man, I do not hate RJ Barrett, guys. Please stop saying that. I don't hate RJ Barrett. I just feel like reality, man. He's the biggest trade market. Um, we hear a lot of reports. We don't necessarily know if it's true that Utah don't want to extend him or don't want to take him. We don't know if that's true because if it was about picks, we got the picks. We could have been make a trade. I'm not saying us get robbed, but back to Freezy point, we have to make a move, man. We have to do something because, like, if he just in another uniform, like, a lot of people, man, gonna go because of our decision making, man, and
right.
feel like it's not the best sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like if we really, really committed to our young players, to kill the Donovan Mitchell noise, or to just let him go to Miami, or just let him just go to the team, we just extend RJ. We try to work on extending Cam and OB and them to deals. But that's my thing.
Eric Serial asks, would you consider trading for OG Anunoby if we don't get Donovan Mitchell?
I mean, he makes a lot of money, man. I mean, to not be an all-star, I don't think he's a bad player.
Well, he makes 17 mil.
Oh, 17, that ain't bad.
Yeah, 17, 18 mil, something like that. That's his. I think that's his average salary, somewhere in that range. 17,
that's not
18
bad.
mil.
I mean, but like, that's one thing. Like, do we move RJ to the 2? Like, it's a lot of questions with that. Like, it's like, do RJ go back to the 2? Like, I think RJ is better at the 3. That's just my personal opinion. Like, it's like, I don't. It's hard to say, man. He's not a bad player, but what are we getting? Like, what is his expectations that we putting on him? He come here to be a number 3 rotation, and then that's a question for the chat too. Like, not even a question for the chat. Like, if we're gonna extend RJ Barrett and we just sign, like, who is the third option? Who is the third option, guys? If we keep RJ from getting spider, not to even go off topic. But that's my hardest thing. It's like
the OG Anunoby thing. What are you saying?
Oh no, I'm saying basically what I said. I don't do it because I don't understand what his role would be coming here. Like, is we trying to make him a star player? Like, we already have a player like RJ Barrett that played defense, so it's like that's what we would really be using him for because it's not like he's very offensively skilled. So that's just my thing. I don't understand what will be his value to come to the New York Knicks. Like, I don't think we necessarily, like, that's not a player we need. Like, I would rather take Jalen Brunson over him. Like, no disrespect. It's just I don't really see the value here. And when it's a lot of 3, like, I think Cam can show potential Reddish of being better than him if he get the opportunity. We never know. So that's why I don't do it. Because it's just like too many players at the 3 that we got that got potential.
Okay. All right. It seems like it'd be a smart move, right? Why not?
OG?
Yeah, to consider it. To consider
it's
the OG
it's move. It's a plan B. I'm not mad at it. That's why I say I'm not mad at it. Like, I'm not mad at it at all. But that's my, like, what is his expectation? Like, do we accept being the third scorer, the third go-to scorer? Like, is he coming here? Like, that's just my thing. I just don't understand what would be his value. I don't think we need a 3 at all. Like we don't really need a 3 right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna bring a veteran, we can get a veteran.
You feel like so you feel like we have a player that can fill that role on the roster already.
I feel like Cam, like, but he is a little injury prone, but I still think there's potential in that kid, man. Like, him under Tibbs, man, and his wingspan, like, he was trying, bro. He was trying on defense, bro. He was trying, bro. Like, he was playing harder than he was playing in Atlanta. But it's just like I don't know, man. Tibbs is like, he stuck whatever his rotation is that's his rotation. I respect how a man think, but it's just like he never really got that chance to. You know what I'm saying? Just gut it out, man. Like, show that, you know what I mean? He can be the player I can be.
Okay. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. So this is a different question. Okay. Right. I think I'm really slowly starting to lean towards the window was closing on the Donovan Mitchell thing. right?
Damn.
That's my personal feeling. I mean, because I felt like I felt like draft day
Yeah,
was the day that you pull off the Donovan Mitchell trade,
I
right?
agree.
And so I felt that way, and this is my personal feeling that I'm sharing with you on your new joint, right? On halftime, right? This is my personal
Right.
feeling I'm sharing with you on halftime, right? Because I don't try to share my personal feelings on stuff. I try to keep it down the middle of the road so Knicks fans won't jump out the window, but at the same time they don't fall asleep either. So I try to keep it in the road, right?
Okay.
My personal feeling was draft day was the day that you traded for Donovan Mitchell.
I agree.
It didn't happen. And I had been feeling like that probably since about January. Right?
Right.
I felt like the draft was the day that you make the move for your superstar.
Yep.
Right? Because at the trade deadline, I was like, is the trade deadline a good time? And I know the trade deadline is not in January, y'all, but listen.
Mm.
January, I'm like, do you make a move at the trade deadline for your superstar? Or do you wait till the summer? Do you wait till the draft? And so when I was thinking about that, I was like, you know what? I can't remember when teams made trades in September. Significant guys. Now I ain't talking about random. I'm not talking about random dudes. I'm talking about significant. When was the last time
Right.
a significant trade was made in September or October?
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
They don't happen like that.
That's
So
true. That's very
if you're gonna do something, you got to do it at the draft,
true.
right?
Right.
And so I was like, okay, the trade deadline. I didn't know if we had identified the guy. We did. It was Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
The rumors have been swirling the whole time. We've been talking
Yeah.
about Donovan Mitchell for 2 years already. People don't know that. We've been talking about Donovan Mitchell
For 2 years.
to the Knicks for 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. It's crazy.
2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Johnny Bryant. Oh, Johnny Bryant. Remember? Hey, remember this?
Yeah.
Man, Walt Perrin handpicked Donovan Mitchell. Remember that?
Yep.
Remember we
He
brought
got
over
ties
Walt
to
Perrin?
Leon. Yeah.
Yeah, he got time. And what it is the old fogey Knicks fans, they fall asleep, their memory bad. Anything over 2 days, they can't remember. Right? We've been talking about Donovan Mitchell ever since we started plucking personnel away from the Utah Jazz.
That's a fact.
We plucked Johnny Bryant. We plucked Walt Perrin. Right? And some other people that work for the Utah Jazz and the Knicks front office. The Knicks front office is not just 4 people. I think the Knicks have like 45 people in the front office, and then I think they have like a staff of like 200 people working for them. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And so my deal is, ever since Johnny Bryant, Walt Perrin were plucked from Utah, I felt like it was the move to try to get Donovan Mitchell. That's 2 years ago. 2 years and some change. And so here we are.
Right.
Like with the window open, publicly negotiating the trade. Because I always felt like they was privately behind the scenes trying to get Donovan Mitchell. I always felt like behind the scenes they were trying to get him.
Yep. But now it's public.
Yeah, but now it's public. Right now the cat is out of the bag.
Right.
And the trade deadline is coming on. The draft is coming on. Right?
Right.
And now we're at about 1 month behind the NBA draft. And you still don't have Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I see your point.
You're headed into August. And see, now, as a fan, man, I'm getting this Donovan Mitchell fatigue from this front office.
Okay, I respect it. I get where you're coming from now.
This thing is like, this thing is just going on, At what point do you just cut bait and move on?
Right. It's too dragged out. It's too dragged out.
Yeah.
It's really too
At,
dragged
at,
out.
at what point do you stop dangling your kids?
Right.
Because these kids are humans too.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody gonna get emotional, man. It remind me of the LeBron trade when they traded Lonzo Ball. He's gonna Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and all them young kids. Like they was kind of sad. Like, damn.
Yeah, they like, yo, if y'all gonna do something, do it.
Right.
If y'all gonna do something, do it. Like this thing has been dragging on and on, like that Erykah Badu song, on and on and on and on
to the break of dawn.
Yeah. At what point do you just like, man, I'm good. I'm just gonna rock with these kids. I'm just gonna continue the original plan, or not the original plan, but the base level plan that we have laid out. we're just gonna develop Grimes and RJ and Cam and Obi and IQ together and move forward with the new guys that we brought in, Hartenstein and Brunson, right?
Yeah.
And go from there.
That's so easy to say. You know what I'm saying? That's simple. You know what I'm saying? That's like and that's where, and like you lead a great point, and that's where I think it's gonna come up to. I say by in the next week, if RJ's not extended, I think they kind of on the verge of trading him. But if they extend him, I think we riding with the kids. And if Ainge not taking Obi quickly, he's not taking all of them. He's gonna have to pick 2 and 4 picks, and then we just move on, bro, because it's too dragged out. It's too long. But at the end of the day, Danny Ainge got to know he can't. He's not getting all of them. He's not getting 4 picks and 4 players. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, he has to be more logical with that. He don't have to help us out. Again, he's not here to help us at all. But he got to know that's ridiculous. Like, that's gutting our whole team for 1 player. You're not even talking about sending back a Jordan Clarkson or nothing. Like, all you sending back is Mitt Spider? Like, nah,
I think legit the Jazz ownership made the smartest move they could make by bringing in Danny Ainge to counter Leon Rose's advances on Donovan Mitchell. It's basically what happened.
I agree. I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The thing with New Yorkers is they get so much in that New York state of mind, like everything is straight ahead, is New York or else. But they fail to realize is there is an owner in Utah also. He's not a dummy. He's a billionaire.
That's true.
He's a billionaire. Hiring Danny Ainge and bringing in Dwayne Wade is one of the smart moves that the Utah Jazz did to kind of curtail the advances of the New York Knicks about Donovan Mitchell. If you're going to get him, you're going to pay for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man. It's we get in this mindset, bro. Like, it's just like we're the only competent people on the battlefield. And it's not that. We are not the only competent people on the battlefield, bro.
Yeah.
We are good, but to say that they are not good is us being naive.
Right. That's why I think it's blasphemy for them. Like that's just why I keep bringing up RJ. Like, all them points you say, I think they're looking at that like, okay, in a perfect world, of course you want to keep RJ. Like, duh. Like, they understand that. They understand that Spider, why wouldn't they want it? But why would they make us a powerhouse? Not saying that's where we're going to be, but that's where we obviously head. Like, trying, if we're, I think in our mindsets, if we're trying to keep RJ and Spider and Brunson, we're looking for like a powerhouse team. But that's not the Jazz interest. They're not interested in making us a powerhouse team. Like, I think they took the Gobert deal because I think the Minnesota is stupid, because I don't think they needed 5 picks to get Gobert, but they could not take that deal, refuse that deal, because nobody else was giving that to the Jazz. So they said, oh, really? Y'all gonna take that to Minnesota? And took that. But they know they talking to the Knicks. We not going for that. Like, come on, Ainge. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the leverage, to me, it's just a matter of egos. It's a lot of big egos, like, in this trade on both sides. And that's a lot of hold up. It's sad, but that's the hold up to me too. You explained a good point. Ainge is not looking to help Leon Rose or James Dolan. Like, that's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? So what do we do? And my thing is, if we're gonna run with the kids, just extend RJ today, man. Give him the money. But if we go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm getting at is I think some of our fan base, they're so. Hey, we coming up against it, bro. I think we got like 30 seconds. No, we got like 3 minutes. I think we started a little bit late, so we got like 3 minutes and some change.
Okay,
but some members of the fan base are legit trying to outsmart themselves and what they've seen with their own eyes. And I am asking you guys to not overthink this thing.
Exactly.
This Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks thing is not new. Your attention span is not that short.
Right.
You're not a dummy. You guys are smart. You guys are very smart. You know this Donovan Mitchell thing to the Knicks started 2 years ago and is still not done. At what point do you cut bait and invest emotionally in your kids?
Fact.
That's what I'm asking you. Like, I personally am not trying to outsmart you guys. I'm asking you a question from my heart. Like, when is enough enough?
Facts.
Like, I'm legit not trying to create a narrative. I'm not legit trying to ignore what people are saying. I'm legit not trying to separate myself from other Knicks content creators by posing something different. What I'm saying is, you guys, when y'all go fishing and the fish ain't biting, when do you pack up your stuff and go home?
Exactly.
The fish ain't biting today. I'll try again another day.
You just keep trying. You keep trying different bait, but you at the same lake, and you know it's not really that much fish in there. But you just saying, oh, this bait today gonna get it, or I just need a new bait. No, try a new lake. Try going to a different spot and catch fish. Try somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thing. That's why it's head scratching, because if we value these guys, then we should not be in these headlines and getting spidey. We can't have both Knicks fans. We can't say, hey, we value our Knicks fans, but hey, take these picks.
Right.
That's not how business works.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and yo, I love how y'all bring up business, bro. Yeah.
It's business, though. It's business.
No, I'm just saying, man. Look, man, I legit just spent 30 years in the game, and what I do know from my experience with major companies and with mom and pop companies is that all businesses operate differently based on their business model, personnel, and resources. There's no one answer, no cure-all for any business. All businesses have to operate based on their resources, their business model, and a few other things. So I hear you, but yeah, and I work for major banks on the East Coast, major banks on the West Coast, one global bank, a lot of different places, man. And the thing that I know is businesses do what they feel like is in the best interest of their shareholders. That's as simple as it. And so everybody's not going to do it the same way, but you know how it is.
Well, listen. So I know you expert in that, but when does supply and demand come in effect, like in business?
Always.
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 That's what I'm saying. So like, that's their demand. So, like,
but here's the thing. So that's their demand, right?
Right.
That they demanded 4 young players and 6 draft picks.
Yeah, that's
4
crazy.
first rounders unprotected and 2 protected first round picks. Are you going to supply that demand?
No, absolutely not.
Then. So, okay, then. So when are you gonna walk away? Because that's their demand, and if you're not gonna supply it, then you have to understand at some point you have to walk away from it. Anyway, we ran over time, man. I knew we was gonna run over time. The hour go by so fast.
Dang.
So, hey,
oh yes.
yeah. So everybody, thank y'all for watching Halftime. With your man Sha Gunna. I'm Uncle Freezy. We're gonna probably try this again at some point. We're gonna look at some stuff. See how we can make it better. So I don't have another date scheduled for it. Sha Gunna, thank you for answering the questions
Hey man, appreciate
of the family. And family, I will see y'all on the Knicks at Night podcast in a few minutes. I got to do some post-production for this and some pre-production for that. So it'll probably be around 10 o'clock. But we're going to rock. We are going to rock. Again, and Sha, thank you. Thank you for giving us some of your time. And chat, thank y'all, man. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Later.